Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Guys, I wanted to start kind of a multi-video series because I get quite a few questions on this, and that's related to crossbow optics. And we could even call this series even like a little more than that. It's almost like crossbow aiming solutions. And I wanted to start video number one with kind of the optic that everybody's used to seeing, the optic that often comes with a crossbow, one where there's a lot of options out there. And honestly, these are some of the more inexpensive options. And even though they're inexpensive, they're very effective, and people have used them for quite a while now and have successfully harvested game with them. And I'm going to call these the fixed magnification fixed reticle, and I'll kind of explain what I mean by that. Fixed magnification fixed reticle optic. So I've got a couple of them here. These came on a couple of my crossbows. This one is Killer Instincts Lumix 4x32. This came on my Vital X. It has a line style reticle, so like duplex style lines. They're, thinner in the middle, thicker on the outside, and it's got multiple. It's got 4 of them in there. So it's got a center one and then 3 lines below the center one for you to have multiple aiming points. So line style reticles like this one are very common in this category of optic. You've also got ones that are a little more like dot style or circle style, like this one here. This is Killer Instincts Lumix IRE 4x32. So this one, while it does have lines, your main aiming points are circles, and there's multiple in here. I don't even remember, there's 6 of them in here, and they get smaller as you would get to longer yardage shots. This one illuminates. Many of these type of optics do illuminate, whether they're more the dot style or the line style. And both of them 4x32, I feel like that's pretty common, like a 3x to 4x magnification on these. And there really is a lot of good inexpensive options, up to some kind of maybe like mid-tier options if you wanted to spend a little money for a little higher quality glass or things like that. The benefit of these, I guess, number one, is they often come with your crossbow. And if you like it and it works for you, just use it. You don't have to spend extra money on another optic or something fancier. If you don't want to, if it's effective, use it. Second thing is they're simple. They are a fixed magnification. You don't have to mess around with any zoom or anything like that. They do have like a focus adjustment, obviously your windage and elevation, but other than that, they might illuminate. They might illuminate different colors, different brightnesses, and you get multiple aiming points. So fairly straightforward as far as the use of them. You would sight it in just like any other optic, and they're just kind of, if you just want something that like in the heat of the moment, you can pick a line, pick a dot that you know the particular yardage for. You're not having to adjust anything. A lot of times these are easier optics to see. If you have a hard time seeing really small dots or really fine lines, these ones are often better for people like that, whether you're older, whether you have glasses, contacts, I don't know, whether if you just have trouble seeing reticles, these ones are good options because oftentimes they're a little heavier aiming points, so they're easy to see, easy to get fast target acquisition on. And I mean, really the biggest thing is they're simple and they still offer multiple aiming points. You could even lump in, even though I said fixed magnification, multiple aiming points, if you wanted to, in kind of this particular category, if you wanted just a standard duplex single aiming point, you could. You have a single aiming point at that point, and that's totally okay if you have close shots or very consistent shooting distances, or if you get just good at doing a holdover or a hold under with that single aiming point. Those kind of very standard, very traditional optics could kind of fall into this, but for crossbows specifically, they normally have multiple aiming points. Now, downside to these is that you can't vary the magnification. If you wanted to zoom in a little bit on a farther shot, you don't have the ability to. I think though the big downside to these is because the reticle is fixed. When I say fixed, is you don't have a way to change the spacing of the dots with magnification like a speed ring style, which we'll get to in another video. You don't have the ability to adjust those lines and their spacing inside of the reticle, or dots I should say. And when you sight in, let's just say the very center one, that's what most people are going to sight in for whatever yardage that is, 20 yards, maybe it's 30 yards. When you get that dialed in, depending on the speed of your bow, the other lines in there, you're just going to have to shoot and see where you are dead on with those. So it might not be a straightforward 20, 30, 40, 50. It could be a 20, 30, 44, and 56. Like you don't know. You don't have any control of changing those particular lines. So you got to play around a little bit with it, and you might just have some, depending on how fast your bow shoots or arrow setup, things like that, you're just going to have to kind of remember those other aiming points other than the one that you very first dialed in at your very first yardage. That's kind of really the biggest downside, is just there's not a lot of tunability to them to accommodate you to really dial in specific ranges. So hopefully that helps you guys out, kind of explain this. Very common, lots of different manufacturers make these, you guys, and one that works really well as long as you understand its capabilities, what it's good at, and where it might fall short. It really is personal preference with all crossbow optics or aiming solutions. So hopefully this helps you guys out, kind of explain this style. I've got links down below too, to not only the two that I showed you from a couple of my Killer Instinct crossbows, but some other ones that I found that are very popular from different manufacturers, from Amazon, that kind of stuff. So you can check out those links down below. A lot of different reticle styles, a lot of different price ranges, and hopefully if this is something where it kind of sounds like would fit the bill for you, hopefully one of those links down there is what you need if you don't already have one. So we will on video number 2, we will move from this fixed reticle, fixed magnification, to the speed ring style optics, which is what I personally use, which has gotten very popular lately. That's what we'll cover in video 2, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. And yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you did like this and find it helpful, please do me a favor, hit the like button down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys soon on the next video. Take care, God bless, and remember, be a sportsman, make a sportsman.